Somewhere in the mid 80s, my lens on my eye changed. It used to be I could see perfectly and not a problem, but there was some kind of dimensional shift. Now, in my eyesight, when I look out, there it is almost like there's a universal suture that closed. Someone along the way opened the suture, realigned it, and as like a fissure, and then tried to resuture it back together. But it's not holding correctly, and it's moving, and it's causing an immense amount of pain on my part. My eyesight popped, so now I need lenses. And what happens is on the back of my eyesight, I have multi-dimensional scope eyesight as well as I wrote a thing on it. I have vertical lift. At some point, there's a lipid gas layer of it reads pressure in the universal system as a human looking. I don't know at this point. As this way, like you put in reptile, like a representative from the imagination, the utilist department elsewhere. I mean, I don't know. So when you're looking, it's almost like if talking to a carpenter, you know how you have that yellow, the yellow gelatinous solution where you have the long thing, you put it down and you watch the bubble to see if it's square, right? If it's level, LEVEL, right? Okay, well, I have that in my eye that I can physically see. I always have. I've been cognitively aware of it since I was little. To watch and to level out, and I call it an artist's eye, but whatever. So now, at one point, there was a signature that appeared. So if you look at this, if this is the bubble to check level, it's a scriptive. It's a cursive L, CURSIVE, and then a letter L. It's used as a copyright on my forensic file for the image that I have that I look in, because currently my treatment, I'm being held and tortured by humans. I mean, for a soldier, torture looks different. They have a different imagination. It includes knives, it includes guns, it includes nations with governments you can't deal with. You ask them, what does torture look like to you? And then you say, okay, so I have a white girl, she's in New York, and she doesn't, at this stage, show any outward signs. There's physical abuse, but nobody can see it. And when she walks around, she looks fine, and her parents look like they're on the up and up. So now, how do I write her case? Because it's still torture. If you break down the word torture is God, you, and the RE, which is the realm for which you're living in. The realm that you're living in, I already physically have a component on my body that knows that the Reich is off. The wobbling of the dimension is off. This is an R, and then this is an E. And then at the top of the R is the bubble for the level and the gaseous part of the eye. So I wrote that's the letter L, which is it's a T square. If you're a construction and you're a builder, that's cap block, it's a T square. Then you have cursive, that's the gaseous part. And then you have, I wrote, my eyesight is classified and I have vertical lift. So in the late 80s on SPEX, something happened with Atlas. I don't know what happened with Atlas, and I don't know if it's just mine, but all of a sudden I got halo feature between, now my mom was wearing glasses before, but again, she's not the same. I mean, she's not wired. She's not hard or soft wired into the same realm as I am. She was one benchmark on how much the humans broke and tortured her, which is a lot. And then I have my own Reich and realm that I was trying to just linear. I was trying to use her spec, SPEX, and I was trying to just linear from her dimension so nobody would touch my whatever. I have my shell, I suppose. Now, there is something called a turbine department, TURBINE. We used to say they have, they're the ones that have everything wrapped above their head. That became a problem with the hide and seekers. There's a religious sect called Sikh. I get along with them well when they realize that I am the little girl who asked for their forgiveness and help if I instruct anybody on the wrong vernacular. But I needed a 4-letter word, and I needed to be able to understand it in America because I know that they have a lot of knowledge on what's going on and what to look for. Think about this. That's a turbine. Right. Now, I had a painting. It looked like this. It was supposed to stay looking like that because nobody knew what that meant over here. Somebody took turpentine, TURPINE, and a cloth and just wiped down, and then it became like that. It was a blank canvas. And then they started making a Grand Cayman out of it. GRANDCAYMAN. Grand Cayman is the last and the end. It's myself, my boys, and one man that's not genetically our breed. He's close, he's in another family, but I needed one outside, family member who was our color, our genetic band member of oat, and of the, he's the one who has the goatee and the longer gray hair. He looked, I want to say, like he's much more, see, the thing is that, people are like, MacGyver, and they're like, no, I saw a picture of him, he looks, say MacGyver, and then there was some other guy, and I'm like, no, see, where we come from, he likes to, he's got very defined, a very straight perpendicular plate. His features are just perfect in an artwork project all to himself, that there's not another copy of him anywhere. And the characters that went on the TV and movies, although it irks the hell out of them, they're maybe one has the hairdo, but they don't pull off his entire package of how he carries himself. And I know that when he took this project on, he was excited about the little girl, and there were people in the F-14 flyer club that were from what I'm hearing, I know how you like things to be just perfect. He's they're she's already being tortured. She just is. Torture does not look pretty. I'm telling you, she's not going to be like sunshine and roses the entire time if we can't get her and the licensing straight. So this is what torture looks like at age 42. I still know all of my classified information. I still own all the information. And nobody has been able to successfully help me at any stage, even though I am so different and so incredibly monumentally important to humans and their ability to survive. So now, why is it when the torture is hard to explain and shouldn't have to be brought out in full light, why is it that not one group, one anything could get together at some point and be helpful and useful?